now like to take you through the layout of the front unit. Let's zoom in a bit closer and I'll talk you through it. The front townhouse is entered from the street. We have the front door positioned here. Upon entry into this townhouse, we have right in front of us the staircase to the living areas located upstairs I spoke about in part 1 of this video. We have the garage located here, and from that there's a door into the entry area as well. Over here we have bedrooms 2 and 3. They face out onto their own little courtyard for both natural light and ventilation. However, as I also spoke about in the previous video, because of the wall on the boundary, these aren't getting a huge amount of direct sunlight, which is not a major problem for bedroom areas. Now, located down on the south side here is this bank of wet areas, that being the laundry, the toilet, bathroom and ensuite. Now, I've strategically positioned these to this side because firstly they don't need any direct sunlight, and facing south they won't ever get any, but more so because they are a buffer to the driveway further to the south here. With cars entering into the townhouse towards the back, there can be some noise generated early in the morning and the evenings, a time when people might be asleep. So these wet areas form a physical barrier and buffer to the bedrooms so that the noise from those cars aren't interfering with people sleeping in the bedrooms. And to the front here we have bedroom 1. Down here is the walk-in robe, and off the walk-in robe is access to the ensuite. We also have position facing the front of the street this window here. Now I'll talk about this more on the 3D computer model. So this window that faces the street from the master bedroom is a bit hard to see now because there's brickwork down below here. And that's the whole idea. I'll spin around and you can see as we move around this front facade that there's actually gaps in the brickwork here with the window behind it. Now I'll go back to where I was. When viewed on the angle, the depth of the bricks does not allow any view into the bedroom, but only for a brief moment. If someone was passing by, they have an obscured view in. The gaps between the bricks allow some view in, but not very much. So this provides some degree of privacy. Obviously, if full privacy is wanted, that can just mean the blinds behind that window is drawn closed. And similarly, from inside out, we just have this partial view. So this creates some connection to the street, but with a fair degree of privacy. Similarly, upstairs here, I'll come back to this on the floor plan a little bit later, but we have this window up here behind this timber work, and these timber battens here, again from the angle you can't see in. Only when directly in front of this window can someone get some glimpse in. So it provides some degree of connection from inside this townhouse to the street, but also a fair degree of privacy. Now to upstairs. Let's zoom in. Up the stairs we come, located in the middle here. To the right side of that we have the living area. On the left side of the staircase is the meals and the kitchen to the south of that. And we also have a toilet upstairs here too. Here is the terrace that I showed you in the previous video. And we can see these windows here to the north, located there. Now we have no issue with the council on overlooking because basically the house next door, all we're looking at is their roof. So absolutely no issue with privacy having these windows elevated up and looking onto the neighbouring property. There's nothing to see. I showed you on the 3D model before this window here at the front and these battens in timber which create some degree of privacy to this area and also give the living area some view down to the street. Now let's finish off our tour of the front townhouse. We can see here again at ground level the garage, the parapet wall above here which forms the balustrade to the terrace above. We do have some glimpse in here of the living space which gives it some connection down to the street for security or surveillance. Spin around a little. In here we have the front door. Continue around. As with all my projects, no front fence. I think beautiful streets are streets where the garden at the front here widens the street and offers a view and a direct connection to the street with the townhouse, as we can see here. Now coming down the lane, we have a little window in here, which is some ventilation to the walk-in robe. And we can see up above here we have some more windows located on the top floor. We've got a little slot window coming down to the ground, and that faces south. The prevailing breezes in Melbourne in summer, the cooling breezes that is, comes from the south. So this window here can be opened and allows the breeze to come through and flush out the hot air when those cool changes come in summer. And then we've got these windows up the top here. Now they're located above eye level because on the other side of this fence here, we haven't completed the model, but on the other side of this fence here is the neighbouring property's backyards. So by having these windows up there, it means we get some light and windows for ventilation, but we don't interfere with their privacy at all. Coming back down to eye level, again highlight windows located here. These are for the wet areas, ensuite, powder room and laundry, etc. That again provides a little bit of natural light and means for ventilation. And then further down this right of way here, the lane, is the entry to the rear townhouse, which I'll talk about in the final and third part of the video of these two townhouses in Wilks Street. Hope you've enjoyed today's instalment. Tune in next Monday for part 3. Bye for now, folks.